What up, everybody? This your boy B-Rob, and this is a special crossover edition between the Random Ramblings with Rob and Wrestling is Trash. As for those of you who all know, Nick Annicelli has taken over the reins of Wrestling is Trash, along with some other Wrestling is Trash alumni, Lou, Dan, a slew of other people that rotate in and out and everything. But today is a special because we have, between Nick and myself, another fellow Marine to sit down and chat with. You may have known him from NXT Television 205 Live as Draco Anthony. But sometimes life has its own plans and you can't really predict what's going to happen. You just kind of got to roll with the punches. But now he goes by the name of Blake Cortez. He's down here training with Booker T once again at the Reality of Wrestling. And we get to sit down and talk with this gentleman. Why did he join the Marine Corps of all places in the military? And just his experiences finding professional wrestling, taking part in, doing work with WWE and working with Hall of Famer Booker T, is a slew of other individuals within the wrestling game. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this special edition of 3R Show and Wrestling is Trash.
You are now listening to Random Ramblings with Rob. Yay! Yeah! Yeah!
B to the R, O to the B, coming at you with the funny random rambling, talking about all the things that'll make that rain day sunny. Yeah, it's hot and popping, fireball dropping, come get your laugh on. Yeah, that's a concept, you know he was rocking, robbing the facts and all of the guys. It don't matter where you are or who you with, you gotta tune right in. Bring your girl into your girl to bring your friends, be Robbie lit. Tune in your crib, in your whip, at your job. He got new shows every Sunday.
Here we go.
But it is, yeah, I finally got rid of that goddamn dog.
Not the dog.
Dogs.
So, I got two older kids. My two oldest ones, they separated by 2 years. So my oldest one graduated, moved out the house, doing adult shit. And then my son graduated. Now he moved out of the house and I'm stuck with the young one. So me and my old lady got a work schedule to where we crisscross. So I go out, I'm with the kid, and then daggone, when I leave to go to work, she back at the house so she can take over the kid. It's like a handoff and shit. So I just there might be, a slight delay in traffic because Houston is fucking the worst for cars and shit. So we was like, all right, maybe we should get a dog. She has some companionship or whatever, dog could protect her, fucking Marmaduke style or whatever the hell, I don't know. So I'm shopping for a dog. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get a freaking German Shepherd, I'm thinking military training and shit, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm getting German Shepherd, some shit. We're gonna send them they got like a little German Shepherd boot camp joint down the street from my house. We're gonna get them trained up proper like and shit. Gonna be throwing them treats and he ain't gonna move till we say move and shit. We was gonna do all that. So the bleeding heart that my wife is, one of her co-workers or whatever, she fell out with her significant other or whatever the case may be, and she had to move, and the place that she was moving don't want no pets. So she got this picture of this dog, long, sorrowful eyes and shit. And she was like, oh, he looks so cute or whatever. And then we fuck around, got to drive across goddamn Houston, go pick up a goddamn dog from a coworker and shit. So now we stuck with the dog. We done had the dog for over X amount of years now, about almost 2 years now. And I'm just like, I'm over this shit. Cause I knew what was going to happen. At first, when I was picking the dog, when I was trying to get the situation straight, I was like, all right, I had it in my mind that all right, this is kind of going to be my dog. I'm going to take care of it this way. This is some things that I want to do. But she already got a dog that's been alive for 5 years and been with other people and shit. And then it's just like, I know this is going to be my dog, but she ain't going to take it to the vet. She ain't going to get it washed. And it's my fucking dog now. And I didn't even want this motherfucker. So I'm just like, anytime something come up, like now the grooming people, they come to the house to wash the dog. All we do is bring them to the door. They bring their leash. They put the leash on the dog. They take them away. Don't have to do nothing else. So I'm telling them, I was like, hey, because I'm the one that usually give the dog off. So I was like, hey, you don't need the leash in the closet over there because they're going to bring their own leash. She was like, well, can you just stay right here until they come? Because what if I have to go get our leash? I said, I'm telling you, because I'm the one that do this shit, that they're going to bring their own leash. So just now when I left out, I went in there. She in the damn closet getting our leash. I was like, what are you doing? Just standing by the door. And as soon as I opened the door, the lady was there with the leash. I was like, see, what I tell you? What I tell you? Just listen to me sometime. I know what I'm doing. Anyway.
Made a couple issues.
Yeah, hey man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you like I told Nick when we was at the schoolhouse, man. I'm trying to put you on some game. This is what you got to look forward to if you ain't already got an old lady.
Lord. It'll be a while for me.
Good. At least you got it in your mind that it's gonna be a minute.
Yeah, you young. And it's funny, I never get to say that. So I'm actually the young buck of the group. So you're the young buck now.
Ha ha.
And Rob, grandpa.
Yeah, oh man. I guess I'm the grand old man, right?
Yep.
I said your boy downstairs. He get the I get the big slice and he get the little slice because I'm the oldest, he the youngest.
I actually did that before.
Yeah.
Oh, word. So what they was it you did you volunteer or were you voluntold?
I was the youngest. Like it wasn't like in my battalion. I was just in the group that was there. We were doing it was in 29 Palms. It was ITX.
Oh,
we were doing ITX.
Ooh.
And but it was like the Marine Corps birthday. Like around that time, it was like they had a cake, and out of the platoons that were there, I was the youngest, so I cut the cake.
Word.
And I said like some little speech.
That's
so
I'm not
was it
gonna
off
lie,
the
man.
dome?
That's something I always.
No. I read something. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, because the only time that I even seen something like that would be at the military ball and shit. And then by that time that part of the ceremony happened, I'm already 3 sheets to the wind. It's just like, I don't remember none of that.
Yeah, we're planning ours now. I think we're going to do it in downtown San Diego. And they're like, yeah, I think everything's going to be fine. I'm like, yeah, besides like probably 5 NJPs come Monday. Downtown San Diego.
Word. So like,
hey, I'm cool with it.
The time that you were in, how long were you in?
I did 4 years. I went in when I was 18.
Word. Okay.
Like right after 18, I tried to go in at 17, but my grandma was like, I ain't signing that because I needed my guardian approval. And I told her, I was like, okay, when I turn 18, I'm just going to sign it myself. And that's what I did.
Yeah. So it's funny. It's funny you say that because I said off air I was a recruiter. So I used to have these kids who were like gun-ho to join. Like so mortal to join, right? At 17, and I don't say just because we're on a podcast, whatever. Rob knows my personality. I'm a very like truth giver. Like I used to tell these kids how it is. Like, well, I'm gonna ask you MOS here in a second, but it's because like I want to be infantry. I'm like, yeah, well, this is what infantry means, big dog. You do this, and this. Like, are you sure you want this? Because my thing is, I don't want to run into that dude at the PX one day, and he's like, just gives me the big bird, and he's like, yeah, this is your fault. Like, no. And then, so I used to have these kids and recruiting a very hard job. And I'd be like, God damn, I wish his mom would just sign the paper. I can't wait for this kid's birthday. I'd buy him like a cake and everything. And they go, come on down, bud.
Happy birthday.
Because you said ITX, and I was just at ITX, and I ran into a kid. This dude had the option to be Seaburn, which is good for the civilian world, dealing with gas and all that. And we were going to offer him a 10 grand bonus on top of it. So whatever after tax, probably 5, 6, whatever, right? He's like, nope, I want to be artillery. And I was like, yo, this is what artillery does, right? Because Rob and I are both motor T operators. I'm like, yo, this is what you do. Like, we work with them. I'm telling you. He's like, nope, I don't want to work in a microwave. That was his big thing. It's like, all right, whatever, dude. So we got him Artie, whatever. He left. So I run into this dude at the PX on Camp Wilson. And first thing he says, like, he dabs me up, like, yo, great to see you, Staff Sergeant, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, I should have listened to you. He's like, I'm having fun, He's like, but I should have listened to you. And I was like, I know.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
What was your MOS?
I was 11, 311.
Yeah, see, hey, you know all about it then.
Yeah, it's pretty trash. Try not to curse. It was pretty crappy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
say whatever you want on here.
It was yeah, it was really tough, especially just being like 18 and going into that whole like you're a boot. This is senior lance corporal and all of that, and it was really tough. Just especially being that young doing that stuff. But I don't think I love it, and I don't think I would have traded it for nothing else, to be honest. When I was there, I hated it, but now that I'm out of it, I'm like, it was dope.
Yeah, and then so when did you get out?
So that was 2019, late, so like November 2019.
Right. So just in general, I've said it to Rob before, like, you probably witnessed it. So you were in from whatever 15 to 19, like. Man, everything changing, but the one thing that don't change is the infantry. Like the Marine Corps, I'll say, and I never play on the old man because that's not my personality, but the Marine Corps has just drastically changed a lot softer. You know what I mean? Like I got sat down the other day because I called the Marine a bitch. Like, you know what I mean? When Rob first joined, you joined in what, 2000?
Yeah,
2001? That was probably second nature. Like you'd even take choice, you know what I mean? Like, hey, motherfucker, call me a bitch.
Yeah.
And, it's changing, and but the infantry is that constant though, that they really don't change like that, because they lived in the K-spans next to us, and it was 04. We and I'm just up using the bathroom or whatever, and they're doing buddy rushes at 4 a.m. because it's nighttime still, so they're trying to get that training, yelling like, I'm up, they see me, I'm down, and I'm like, yeah, they up, they see me, I'm down in my rack.
So like there's 4 different 3. I can't count. That's why I joined the Marine Corps. So there's 3 different time frames here or whatnot. So Nick, I want to ask you, because I don't think I really asked you before, like going in before you joined or whatever, before you got on the bus and went to, did you go to PI?
Yeah, Patterson. I'm a real Marine.
Ha. Ha. You son of a bitch. But what was your perception going in? Like, because like for me personally, I went in 2000. So I come from a military family. My brother was in Desert Storm, Desert Shield. My father was in like Korea and all kinds of stuff. I had brothers and sisters that did all this stuff. So my mindset going in was like Full Metal Jacket type shit. Like motherfuckers gonna be punching me in the face. I was gonna have to fight and shit, and daggone sleep with one eye open because I didn't want to get beat up with bars of soap in the sock and shit. That was my mentality going in. But when I got there, it was like, this is bad, but it ain't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Sure, a couple bad words, sure. Getting called a bitch, and that's kind of out of my echelon or whatever. I'm like, hey man, don't even calling me a bitch, but it's just like at the same time, I didn't want to get fucked up. So you do what you got to do. So I mean, Nick, what was it like for you? Then we go down to you and ask you as well.
I honestly had kind of in a way, not a rude awakening, like I was scared or like a bitch or nothing like that. But man, I was just so out there. I came from a military family, but when I joined in 11, Afghan was still like popping. But man, I'm always like that. Yeah, but that's not going to happen to me. Like I was like, to be honest, I low-key forgot we were out of war until I was watching Raw one night conveniently. And that's when Cena was like, we killed Osama bin Laden. And I was like, oh shit, we're still at war. Like that's like a thing. And I'm a poolee at this time. So whatever, I'm thinking like, man, I'm going to do 4 years, go to Cali and get out. Like that's it. Then I go to boot camp and my drill instructor's like, you guys are all going to go to Afghanistan, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, it's not me, man. I was the first motherfucker from my platoon to go to Afghanistan. But even then, like the word, first one. But the wording and all that, like I guess what you're saying, like the treatment, like it was whatever, man. Like I just kind of took to it. I kind of took to it pretty quick. So I was like, I kind of took to it as like, it ain't nothing personal. You know what I mean? Like you're going to have your good, you're going to have your bad. But it's just, I don't know. I guess I took to it good. I just didn't think it was going to be what I thought it was going to be. But once I was in, then I was like, like I get this now. You know what I mean? How was it for you?
We talking about boot camp, right?
Yeah, just the overall perception
just like
before
what you thought
getting
it was
there.
gonna be.
Yeah. So I was at Paris Island, and my my
Whatever.
my perception of it was the movie is like Jarhead and Full Metal Jacket. You know, when I first got there, it was just I was scared, but it wasn't like I was like, oh, it ain't like this, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? I was just like really pissed because like the first 3 days we didn't sleep, and I was just like really sleep deprived. I guess I don't know. So there was a lot of what do they call it out there? Not PT. I don't know when they take you to the sand pit.
Yeah,
IT.
A lot of
IT. Yeah.
It was like every hour on hours. Like, man, got sand everywhere. I'm sleepy, tired. I'm tired of screaming. But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. Do you still have boys that are still in?
I do. Very few though. Very few.
Yeah. Oh yeah, retention's not good in the Marine Corps right now. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. But what were you gonna say, Rob?
No, you threw me off with your retention. I can remember being the IT recruit. So it didn't matter if I did anything or not. Anytime somebody went to the pit or the freaking quarter deck to get IT'd, I had to go with them. I was just because I had that type of face, I guess. I don't know what I did. I showed up and it was like, anytime they go, you go too. I was like, I sir, okay.
It's just nuts though. Like anytime you think of that stuff, it's like you just look like in the moment it sucked, but you look back and laugh. So me and my boy joined together, and he was like, so complete opposite of me. Like I'm 5'10". When I went to boot camp, I was like 130, so I was a twig. He was like all-state football player, so literally like the complete opposite of me in size, right? And so naturally, physically, he was the better, recruit. But like one time, this dude, he had his laundry bag tied up like an inch too high, and we were rack mates, not on purpose either. It just honestly happened. And they're like, "Hey, recruit Garrity, who's your rack mate?" He's like, "Recruit," and he's like, "Good motherfucker, get your ass up here." And I'm like, I'm getting destroyed because this dude's shit was that much too high. And I'm like, man, this ain't right. And then me and him start beefing, not like actually beefing where it's going to go to blows. And then we look at each other real quick and smiled because we both like, all right, we see what they're trying to do now. They see what we're trying to do now.
Yeah.
But it worked. Where were you stationed at?
I was stationed in Camp Lejeune.
Ooh.
Oh, shit. So, yeah, that was my first one. Yeah. Yeah, so
not a lot out there.
Now old Jacksonville. I was just there in December for a course, and when I left being stationed there, it was 2014. Man, ain't much changed besides a couple different restaurants and a Zaxby's, because I like Zaxby's, so it was pretty dope to see that. I'm a big Zaxby's guy. On the West Coast, man, they ain't got nothing like that. I'll say that. Besides like the Mexican food and stuff out here, East Coast, I think as a whole, I think just has better food, and I'm not biased because I'm from the East Coast, but even like Texas, like I have family in Texas, so I would go visit them in Dallas. Like, man, like you can't go get anything really that great here besides like, a nice burrito.
Just shitting on the West Coast.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. But I love it out here. I love the weather. I love living out here, though. That's the crazy part. Hey.
Yeah. So, I mean, what was the driving force of you, deciding out of all the branches of service to join the freaking Marine Corps?
Yeah. So in high school, I did play football, but I didn't like getting hit, so I stopped.
Yeah.
Like ain't nobody paying me to get hit, so I played basketball.
Wait! I have to cut you off before we get back. You don't like getting hit, but now what you're doing.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah,
Baby
we'll
steps.
get there because I don't want to get there now. Yeah. But
I was very small. I was very small in high school. I didn't hit my growth spurt yet.
Okay.
But I did basketball and I did ROTC, and ROTC there was a Marine Corps based ROTC, so like it just kind of went with it.
Did you go in with like any incentives or whatever? Did they, PFC or anything like that out?
Oh yeah. So after boot camp, I had a little PFC rank. Thought I was the shit.
Oh, dog. My recruiter wound up being my homeboy and shit or whatever. And I freaking I joined the military in part because I got this girl pregnant. So I'm in boot camp. She sent me we get mail call and shit. She sent me a freaking sonogram in the mail and shit. And I'm like, destroyed. I'm like, what? I was like, this little human being is growing right now, and I'm in boot camp getting slayed or whatever. And my drill instructor is like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Robinson? And I just hold up the card with the sonogram, the picture and shit. He's like, holy shit. He snatched it out of my hands or whatever. And he bring it to the senior drill instructor. He was like, come here, Robinson. And I like every now and then, like when nobody was looking, he would let me go in there, make a phone call home and check.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did he at least give you a phone call for that?
Yeah. So he hooked me up every now and then or whatever. But I think that's why I probably wind up being the freaking quarterdeck Marine or whatever. Because I was paying for them phone calls and shit.
Yeah. You gotta pay for it somehow.
And I still keep in touch with one of mine here, first sergeant now, but yeah, the mythical phone calls. I never got any of those.
Because you was trash.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, man. I definitely was not like the best recruit. I wasn't that recruit that got like the platoon in trouble or nothing like that. I guess I was average. I'm 5'10", like average height, average weight, white dude. So like nothing about me was special. You know what I mean? So I could definitely like see my drill instructor being like, damn, this dude probably sucks.
Yeah. So like for you said you at the time you were doing sports and everything, you hadn't really hit your growth sport or whatnot. So what was the body change like for you coming in and going out of boot camp?
Going into boot camp, I wasn't like chubby, but I definitely had a stomach. Like you could tell I like to eat, but that went down throughout boot camp. I guess I got big on cardio in boot camp. Like there's so much running, so much ITing, so much all that stuff, like one IT session, mopping up my own sweat and all this and that. I don't know. I just got really big in cardio. And when I got out of boot camp, I had lost a lot of weight. I was probably like around 180 or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But I went into boot camp at like 170. I don't know. It was weird. It was really weird. Like I gained muscle and lost, I don't know, science and stuff.
Yeah, nutrition. Knows how that shit works. Yeah. So just like, man, you go to daggone boot camp and everything. You get out, you go to MCT or whatever the hell, you hit the fleet and shit. I mean, what was that, that realization of hitting your first duty station, being, a fully formed Marine and everything? What was that like for you?
So they tell you about the infantry. They tell you about the infantry like it's bad about being the boot. They tell about it, but like you don't know about it until you really get there and do it. And I remember like going after doing MCT, going to the fleet and all that. I had my sea bags, this and that, and I was like, "Oh, who's gonna help me take it upstairs or the elevator?" I remember me and my boy were going to the elevator, and then it was like some senior lance corporal salty, had the low boot bounces, all of that. I was like, "What the fuck out of the elevator? This and that, blah blah." You take the stairs, like five stories up, so I'm like dragging my sea bags up the stairs, this and that.
Hell yeah!
I just see like senior lance corporals everywhere because later on I found out that we were like a boot drop, and they love boot drops. So like before I got to found my room, I probably did like 1,000 burpees or something before I even got there.
Oh my
for
God.
All these like senior lance corporals, and I'm just like, man, what did I get into? Like, I want to call my recruiter, be like, yo, this ain't what you told me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now one question I have for you in regards to like the infantry side. So one thing in the Marine Corps as a whole that we preach, which I'm personally a fan of because I think it helps out a lot whenever you are done with it. But in the infantry especially, because it's the infantry. What was like your kind of leadership, like philosophy or tactics or just approach? What was your approach? Because I know over there, which if your answer is this, I can see why. But in the infantry, it's very aggressive, like more like I think everyone's a little aggressive, but obviously it's the infantry, like when you got to that senior lance corporal, or if you got to corporal, whatever it was that you reached, what was it like? What was your take on leadership? Like, how did you approach it?
So my take on like the leadership, so there's like, you have different kinds. When I was a boot, there was like different kinds of senior lance corporals. You have the really one that's aggressive, and you have the chill and laid back one, but like you still don't want to fuck with him because you know he can fuck you up at any time. And I think that's kind of the approach I had, because me as a person, I'm not trying to be in someone's ass all day. It's just not me. But don't fuck with me either. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Does that answer your question?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, it does. It does. Because that's kind of always been my philosophy. Like, the big thing I would say is, you probably remember as well, like when you get promoted to corporal, that's when people change. Like these dudes who sucked, all of a sudden, just somehow, you know, the stars aligned, they got promoted. Now they think they're the big king on the block, and they're just going to yell at Marines for no reason all the time. Like, man, that was never my approach. Like, the only time, still till this day, you know, as a staff sergeant, the only times I really have to get in someone's like kind of ass is if it's accountability or safety. So accountability of any gear, like if we're on a hike or something and you lose a radio, it's like, all right, like you're going to flip that switch, you know, or if you're going to hurt someone, like you're going to flag someone with a rifle or something, you know. And I kind of feel, Rob, you were kind of the same way, from being that corporal sergeant observing you, you know, as staff sergeant. I felt that's kind of how you were too, for the most part.
Yeah, because like, we know how that shit rolls with accountability of gear and personnel or whatever. I mean, you might get in trouble for your part in it, but I'm going to get fried on the other side of it, because it was I had to watch all you motherfuckers. You know?
Yeah, I signed that shit.
I know there's like, at least in the infantry, like of course in the Marine Corps, you have the ranks, corporal, sergeant, and, you know, lance corporal there beneath. But it's where I was in infantry, it went about how you know your job. Because if I know in my squad, there was like you know, team 1, team 2, team 3, and like the best guy is team 1, second guy is team 2. I was a lance corporal, and there was like a corporal at team 2, but it's just because I was better, and I would tell the corporal what to do. It's weird. That's just the way the infantry was, though.
Yeah.
Whoever's better at the job was like in the leadership position. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that didn't happen in garrison and stuff, but when it went to the field, shit changed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would always hear about that as well. And I was just like, why can't that be universal? Because I seen hella lance corporals and sergeants just running show and everything, and the freaking staff sergeant and the gunny just over there with the goddamn coffee mug, like, hey, did you get that report done? All right, I'll be back. I'm going to chow. I said, but it's 9. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Brunch.
Yeah. And then when you are engaged, it's like different. Like I had some that are like damn, staff sergeant, we've seen you more than we've ever seen like our staff sergeant before. And it's like, what? Yeah, usually, you know, they gone, like, you know, but it's good in a way to a point. And I say that to a point because that means, well, maybe you don't trust your Marines. You might just be lazy as shit. But if the Marines again is on and I come into that, I'm like, I ain't too mad about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
And I ain't too mad about it. And then, so when it came to you, like, I guess, what would you say is your, because obviously, I don't know if you're on like TikTok or anything like that, or actually, I'm going to ask both of you guys this because you guys will get it. Have you guys seen, he's a sergeant, he's actually stationed in Lejeune, Sergeant McCurry, that's his name. He's on Instagram and he does like a lot of like replays of what it's kind of like in the Marine Corps.
I think so.
I haven't seen him.
I'll send it into our little chat after this so you guys can see. But it's crazy because he's super popular. He's got like 50,000 followers now, and he's a sergeant. So they'll let him guest speak at like Lance Corporal Seminar and Corporal Course.
Word.
But he kind of takes that step back approach when it's like when you first check into the fleet. All right, well, now go to staff or this and that. He reenacts different scenarios. And it's funny because, like, I put myself in that shoes and I kind of take a step back and laugh. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because he's so professional but funny about the same time. Like, even, like, Sergeant Majors and stuff, he, like, commented laughing on his shit. You know what I mean? When it's, like, when you're in the car, like, one of them I tagged the Dunn brothers. And, like, when you're driving down the road and you're just bumping your music and then you look at your phone, it's like, oh, shit, Staff Sergeant's calling me. It's like, arrest Staff Sergeant. It's like you change your tone real quick. And then you go back to, like, doing your thing how it was before. You know what I mean? Or it's like, hey, how was your weekend, Marine? And you're like, oh, good. What you? Oh, nothing. Just laid low in the barracks. But in the back of your head, you knew you drove down to Myrtle Beach and got buck wild because it was like bike week or something down there. You know what I mean? So I guess where I'm getting at with this is for you, what was like one of your more like memorable stories, whether it's like a work one or not work one, you know what I mean? And you've been out now, so you ain't gonna get in trouble with any stories you tell.
So like just a memorable story. We're talking about like a story where some shit happened, like we got in trouble or something like that.
Hey, whatever
just
you want to
anything, like I guess like more in regards to something like you're just gonna like you'll laugh about. Like so like I ask people this all the time and they'll tell like just a wild story about them and the boys going down to like Myrtle Beach and just getting into a whole bunch of shit, or just some dudes like talking about shit they did. So it's really kind of up to you, you know what I mean?
So like me and my like little squad or gang of guys I hung out with, like they always said that the higher ups were like scared to do anything to me, and I was like, no, that's not true. I get in trouble, but I kind of didn't. I don't know why. I did some messed up stuff every now and then, but they never really said nothing to me. But it was one night, it was like a Wednesday or Monday maybe, but it was one of our boys' birthday, so we took him to Driftwood. It's like a strip club.
Oh
right
my God!
Yeah,
right outside the fucking front gate, dude.
And,
I was in Lejeune. I was in Lejeune when they built that motherfucker. So I was there for the grand opening of the Driftwood, and I was just like,
hey, tell.
I went in there and like they had a chick in there just dancing in like plain clothes, not even sexy or provocative or nothing. She was just walking around the bitch, just dancing on chairs and shit. And I was like, I walked in and walked right the hell out.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so we took him to Driftwood, and it's a crazy night. We like went all out for him. We put him on stage, had him whooped and all that stuff by strippers and all that. I don't even really remember, but I do remember waking up in my bed that morning, and everyone is down in the office except for me. And someone told them that I was there, and I remember going down to formation. I remember going down to formation, and they were just calling them out. They were like, you seen Lance Corporals, y'all ain't shit. Y'all going out to strip clubs, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I think first time I was like, Cruz, were you there? And I was like, I remember I said yes. I said yes for a song or whatever, but he didn't do anything. And they ended up getting in trouble, and like one of them got MJP'd maybe, I don't know, but like nothing happened to me.
Bulletproof.
I don't know.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, that's a real thing. Now that I'm up in like in the staff and CO level, seeing it, like if you're performing at work and you got a good rep and everything like that, the Marine like leadership can't save you from everything, but times like that, like hey man, like they understand. You know what I mean? It's those guys who who got the bad rep, who are always in the smoke pit.
Yeah, my guys hated me.
Talk to the barracks bunny.
They hated me. I'm like, man, what do you want me to do, bro?
I was like that for a little while too, because when I got there, I mean, I just shut the fuck up and I just did whatever they told me to do, and I wasn't a problem. So people would use me as a scapegoat and shit or whatever. They'd be like, "Hey, Staff Sergeant or Sergeant, can I go do this, and this, and this? Robinson gonna take me," and they'd be like, "All right, you can go ahead." But if they wouldn't ask for me to go with them, they'll be like, "Nah, fuck that, you ain't going nowhere."
Man, I'll never forget. It makes me think one time I was a corporal and I was calling roll, and these motherfuckers must have both talked to the same dude, and the Marine who it was said something different to both of them. And I was like, I forget the dude's last name if I'm being honest, but I'm like, hey, where's Smith? And one dude at the same time in harmony, one said dental and one said medical. I was like, all right, well, one of y'all motherfuckers lying. Who's the one lying?
That's a go-to.
Where's medical? Oh, I got a dental, or I'm checking out. I got to go to SIF.
I mean, because SIF, I mean, shit. I mean, once you got to turn that gear in or whatever, you be in there for days.
Yeah, that stuff be taking forever. And of course, they think it's dirty. And it's like, well, what do you expect? Like, I was in 29 Palms probably for half of my enlistment.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll say till this day, 29 Palms is probably the worst places ever.
Yes.
I don't know.
So what led to you?
I hate that place.
What led to you finally deciding that, 4 years is enough and I want to take that walk on out the door?
So my goal was to where I came from was a small place. And I was like, I gotta get out of here. And I knew the Marine Corps was it. And I was like, I want to do the Marine Corps. I want to be a wrestler. The wrestler was kind of like just out in the blue, like whatever. I was in the Marine Corps, and I remember it was my second deployment, 22nd MU, and the way my contract was coming up, I had to like resign while I was on deployment, or else like I had to like start phasing out. And I wanted to do SLDP, which is like a 6-year contract or something like that. Yeah. And they was like, yeah, you can do SLDP, but we can't give you the bonus. And there was another guy named Frog. They gave him like a $15,000 bonus or something. I was like, why can't I get a bonus? And they were like, well, I don't know. It was some reason why I couldn't get the bonus. So I was like, well, fuck y'all. I'm out. I'm gonna go to the dirty. I'm gonna go be a wrestler. I was like, I'm gonna go be a wrestler first, huh? And he was like, okay, cruise. That's how it was. And that's what led to me getting out, going to Texas, Booker T's, and went from there.
Word.
Yeah. Now, before we dive into a little bit of the wrestling stuff, were you? So I'm assuming like maybe not a lifelong, but you grew up a wrestling fan.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ever since I was a kid, of course I think everyone has like those phases where they just stop watching, but then they just get back into it. I was like that, but I always been a wrestling fan.
Word.
So now to go back to the Marine Corps side of it, were you watching during that time? Because I know sometimes in the Marine Corps it's hard to keep up with the product, but were you watching like while you were serving?
Yeah, of course. When I was in the barracks, like my 2 deployments, of course, I couldn't really keep up with it. Yeah. But when I was in the barracks, I always had like my laptop with Raw or SmackDown right here, my video game right here.
I mean, that's the preferred. I mean, that's the preferred viewing method of watching Raw and SmackDown these days. But I digress. I understand. I understand.
So did you now this resorts. Sorry, Rob. I just gotta ask this quick. Kind of goes to Rob and I. Like, we became friends because of wrestling through a mutual friend of ours. And it led to us going to pay-per-views together and WrestleManias together and SummerSlams together, to the point where I just went to AEW Double or Nothing in Vegas because Cali, it's only 3 hours away. And we won't get into this, but every time there's a show, he waits till like the last second to say he's coming. And I was kind of disappointed when I didn't get that text like the week before that I'm coming. But did you kind of have like a group of people you watched with, or were you like a lone wolf kind of wrestling fan while serving?
Yeah, in my own little infantry company, I was definitely like a lone wolf wrestling fan. My roommate, he would like just catch me watching wrestling, and then he would start watching. And then like some other guys would like come in and grab a beer or whatever. And then, what y'all watching, wrestling? And they just start watching. And they kind of like
fake, right?
Yeah, all of that. And it's like, yeah, but you standing here watching it for the last 30 minutes. They scrambled in. I know they came to not Jacksonville. What's the place outside of Lejeune that everyone goes to? It was a house show. Raleigh.
Raleigh, yeah.
Okay.
SmackDown did a house show in Raleigh, and like 10 of us all went. It was really cool. They enjoyed it. Probably because they were like drunk, but whatever.
Man. Yeah. What were you going to say, Rob?
So, I mean, what made you land on Booker T's School for Professional Wrestling?
I used to watch it on YouTube before I like even went to the Marine Corps, just because like I was just always trying to find wrestling to watch. And there was this guy named Rex Andrews.
Okay. And
he was at Booker T School, and he actually like had this big match with Booker T. He was like, to me, it was big. To everyone else probably wasn't that big, but we came from the same spot, and I was like, if Rex went there, I could probably go there and do it. So that's why.
So you had it.
Hey man, for real, but for real, big credit to you, man, because I know transitioning out of the Marine Corps is hard, and then to go into a field like professional wrestling, it's a pretty bold move to do. So for real, credit to you on that. Like, no bullshit.
So a thing that I was interested in or whatever. So like, I know we had McMap So you already know about break falls and everything like that or whatnot, forward shoulder rolls and shit. So damn, whenever you hitting the mats and everything for your first training sessions and whatnot, and they're showing you how to bump and whatnot. I mean, did all that stuff come back to you? He's like, oh, this was meant to be. I already know how to do this shit. You know.
I would be real, man. I was a black belt in MMA, and I just like MMA ain't shit to me. I just think it's all bullshit. But the break falls can relate, honestly. It's kind of like the same thing. Boom.
So,
I don't know, did that answer the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Because I did the same thing when I was leaving. My last duty station was in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. That's where me and him met. And I fuck around and I got in deep with a indie promotion out there. Central State Championship Wrestling or some shit like that. And I got in good with the promoter and everything. He's like, yeah, I mean, you in the military, you seem kind of fit and everything. What if we offered to train you? In exchange, you would train the people in the school or whatever. You know, you keep them physically fit and everything while we showed them the ropes of professional wrestling. I was like, you're damn right I want to do that shit or whatever, right? So I show up or whatever, and I run sprints with them and everything and do, push-ups and all this other stuff, all the calisthenics shit, and they would teach me how to wrestle, how to do the bumps and everything like that. And the hardest thing for me, well, I wouldn't say the hardest thing. One of the things that I hated the most was taking a goddamn body slam. I hated that shit with a passion. I'll take a suplex, I'll take a German suplex, freaking anything, but a goddamn just plain Jane freaking body slam. So, I mean, for you, what was one of the moves that you hated taking?
That I hated taking, at first at least, was probably the back body drop.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I could see that.
I had an issue with flying in the air and then trying to turn my body to take a bump. I don't know. Like the first 10 times I landed on my neck, but then sooner or later you get tired of landing on your neck and you do it right.
Yeah. Sure, you keep just doing it and doing it and doing it. Now, what's your favorite, as of right now, what's like your favorite move? Not necessarily what your finisher is going to be. Like, what's just the move you personally love to deliver? Like you do and you're like, damn, like, yeah, it feels good. That's pretty dope.
So Zach Ryder or Matt Cardona now.
Yeah,
the Rough Rider. I just believe I do it better, honestly.
Yeah,
you said so.
Yeah, I believe you got my back. I signed off on it.
And plus,
Okay.
Booker T signed off on me to do that. So
that's very well.
Even though it wasn't his move,
what's it like?
To do it.
What's it like interacting with him?
At first, it was scary to me. It was because like he's just like talking to me like a normal person. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude, you're like Booker T, bro. Like, but he's real cool, man.
He's right here.
He's real cool, man. Like, I don't know, a great teacher, patient, which is I don't have patience. He has a lot of patience with me, so like, we're very grateful for the knowledge he throws out, man.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've had a couple of people that ran through there on this podcast. I've had Kiefer Bartek, freaking JJ Blake.
Yo, tell Kiefer to put me on New Texas.
Word, I would do it as soon as we finish here. And
that's Rob's homeland right there. He can get deep into that one. That's Rob's homeland.
I'm there every goddamn show. I'm doing commentary, everything. But yeah, and they said the same thing. It's just like they're sitting there and they're talking with him and everything, and it's just like everything is moving fast around them, and they're just hearing everything slow. And it's like, this is goddamn Booker T right here that I'm talking to.
That's how it is, man.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I've had some interactions with some wrestlers just as like a fan, and you're like, whoa, you take a step back. Now it's like, that's totally different because I'm sitting here learning from this guy. Like, this guy's trying to make me like the next guy or girl, whoever. And it's like, damn, like that's pretty dope. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I used to watch you book, like, you know, this is coming from Booker T, the guy when he was at Impact started commentating his own match when he was and started whooping somebody's ass, or the guy, I still laugh at this one when Michael Cole says someone's name. I think it might have been John Cena. He's like, and anal bleeding, and Booker T's just like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then this dude's teaching me, like, yeah, that's gotta be kind of surreal, especially as you said, as a wrestling fan. You know what I mean?
So,
you got it, Rob.
You go there, you know, Booker T put the sauce on you and everything. He teach you the basics. He get you ready to make that journey over to the WWE and everything and whatnot. I mean,
right.
Do you feel like, you know, since you went through the training system with Booker T and everything, that was kind of like, you know, that kind of cemented your pathway into that organization?
Yeah, most definitely, because it was that, and I did a little bit of finesse.
Okay.
My man.
Being at that tryout, everything that they had guys doing, because, you know, they have guys there with experience and without.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like everything that they wanted us to do, I had already learned at Booker T school. Literally, there probably wasn't anything that I did at that tryout that I didn't do with Booker T already. So, like, I was already like a step above. Had to have what do you call it? Step on the game, whatever.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
My vocabulary is
head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yeah. So yeah, that was.
Yeah, I can. Now I gotta ask you a random question. It has to do with military and WWE. So when we were going to Vegas last year for SummerSlam, I was looking at like the tryout thing, like the flyer essentially, to see if you get accepted for a trial, and it asked if you're military in there. Obviously, you're someone who's been with them. Was that ever mentioned during your tryout or like your early days? Like, hey, like you said, you were like, did they ask you that? Like, how do you know why they asked the military? You know, if you were in, like, granted, they have some like Lacey Evans, Montez Ford, who served in the Marine Corps, Bobby Lashley, you know, so they have it. Is there certain, like, did that ever come up? Like, why do you think they do that?
So I really got no idea. I know when they, in my little form that I filled out for a tryout, it asked about military, and I was like, yeah. And it was just, I think it said like a brief description of what you did. I was like Marine Corps infantry 4 years, and that was literally it. I never got asked about anything again. I don't know if like the tryouts they take a certain amount of veterans or a certain. I don't know. I don't know why they ask it.
Well, kind of a little bit of inside baseball. I mean, WWE above everything else. I mean, instead of, you know, it's a wrestling company, but it is a business. So when any business hires veterans, they get a kickback for that shit. So I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there.
That's why they have that hire the heroes thing, right? That you went to?
Yeah. So I mean, just companies in general or whatever, when they hire veterans, they get a kickback. Yeah. So I mean,
it all makes sense now.
If I'm correct. I could be wrong here, but isn't it the same thing with people who've like served in prison? Like if you hire like someone who was an inmate or something.
I've heard of that, yeah, but I know definitely for a fact, because I went through the hired hero program and all that other stuff, that, you know, they do give you a kickback for military personnel, because that's why they have services like hired heroes and everything like that to help veterans get a job, because I mean, they headhunters, they trying to fit you in a position because they get paid and they get paid, you know, right. And you get a job, so it works out for everybody.
Yeah. So when you did your tryout, who like notified you, like, hey, yeah, we're gonna take a shot with you. We're gonna give you something.
So the first day of my tryout, I was probably in my group. They got signed. I was probably like maybe the smallest guy, seriously. But they I just had to stand out somehow. Like every time you got inside the ring to do something, they were like scream your name. And coming from the Marine Corps, I know how to scream. So I legit like screamed like crazy. I made everyone look at me every time I had to go scream my name. And after that first day, Triple H goes, he's saying something. He's like, I don't know any of you except for Chase Cruz. I remember that name. And so that's why I was like my own little finesse into that. That's how I think I got signed, just by screaming my name. Honestly, as dumb as it sounds, I think I got signed because I screamed my name.
Word.
No,
But,
because
It makes sense.
well,
I'm sorry to answer your question.
we
They pulled me into a room, and Triple H and William Regal were right there, and they were just saying, "We want you to come train with us in Orlando." And that was it.
Word.
damn, I would have been probably crying like a baby. But, you know what
No,
I mean? That's pretty cool.
You know what
though,
he
you know
did,
what I mean?
right? You know what he did, right? He's just like, all right, you got the
What?
job, whatever. And he stood up from the table, took a step back, and said, "All right, sir." And he about faced and walked out.
Yeah. Dismissed that, sir. Good morning, gentlemen. Oh my god, that's hysterical.
I should do that.
But man, like, so I mean,
that impact.
yeah. So I mean, you made that first impression, and everything. They offer you the training and whatnot. I mean, what was it like? I mean, after that, I mean, what was the training like, man? Because I mean, you saying the name that Triple H and William Regal said, "Hey, come train with us," and everything. I mean, that just hearing that in itself, to me, it blows my fucking mind. But when you actually get down to Orlando, you get to the Performance Center and whatnot. What was that first couple of days of training like for you?
Me personally, I was honestly scared, just because I've never met wrestlers before.
Yeah.
And these are wrestlers that I see on TV and stuff. And but when I was there, I think Regal was like training in the UK or something, and
Okay,
Triple H had just had that surgery, so they weren't there. It was other coaches like Robbie Brookside and Norman Smiley. They're awesome. So
Norman Smiley, boy.
yeah.
I watched
Everyone-
as a kid,
everyone talks
man. I
about
was just
him.
like,
Yeah, they were awesome. Learning from Coach Matt Bloom and so many people, but it was, what was it like, man? I don't know. The first few months there, it just felt like I was dreaming. It didn't feel like I was really there, to be honest. Like I was doing what I was supposed to do, but it didn't feel like I was there.
Yeah, it's like autopilot. I mean, and plus, I mean, you came from an environment like from Booker T school to where you was doing this every day anyway, and then you just go to this different place, and it's just like, I can kind of relate to that. It's kind of like autopilot and everything, but
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like, oh shit,
Yeah. Well, while you were training, was it kind of like a structured schedule, kind of like how the Marine Corps is in a way? Like, Monday through Friday from this time to this time training?
Yeah. Yeah, so it was like Monday morning from 9 to 11, you're in the ring. From 12 to 1, you got gym. From 3 to 4, there's extra ring. And then Tuesday, we got TV. And then Wednesday is like same schedule, but 5 to 6, you got promo class. And they laid out a schedule for you every week.
Oh, yeah, so they definitely kept you pretty busy.
Yeah, but this is like getting paid to do what you love, so whatever.
Word. So, I mean, I know it's kind of a leg up to have that previous training with Booker T and everything, but like now that you've got to the WWE and you got the training that you received there, what were some of the takeaways that you got that wasn't available to you at Booker T school?
So, I know going to Booker T school, at least before, it was me very much just training in the ring, like move wise, wrestling wise, like everything in the ring I felt was really good. But coming from the Marine Corps infantry, just like that whole seriousness, that whole like mindset, military mindset, it kind of like, I don't know, like kind of like I wish I would have had a better social game, because that military mindset kind of had me like, hey, say what's up to everyone, then I just go off and do my own thing. Some people take that as, oh, he don't fuck with us. So like, no, it's not that. It's kind of, I don't know.
It's just what I'm used to. It's just how I am.
Yeah.
And like, I swear I have no issue with anyone. It was just like, that was just the way my mind had been molded from the Marine Corps. So like, I don't know. I'm getting better with it. Getting real better with it.
And I can relate to that as well, because I mean, we all have our own certain modes and everything when we were wearing that uniform. And when it was time for me to get out and when I started to transition and everything, I mean, it was like that for me when I started to go back to, civilian work. First of all, I carry a weapon every day for my job. And to be in a civilian arms instruction class blew my fucking mind, because damn, the instructor is in there in a classroom full of people pointing the gun in the direction of everybody. And I'm just like, yo, what the hell are we doing?
That's asking for an NJP.
You're flagging everybody. What are we doing? I mean, I know it's not loaded, but still, come on, you don't train like this, and just going to different posts to stand duty and everything. You meet new people there, and I'm just like, hey, what's up? Just like you said, and shut my damn mouth and just do the job for however many hours and not clock out and go home or whatever. And just like, and I can relate to what you were saying, because shit would get around and get back to me about shit that I'm doing or perceptions of me. And I didn't even say shit or do shit. I come here, do the job, and I go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, because I think it was Batista said he had that same problem like when he started. You know what I mean? He just kind of went, did the job, and everyone just thought the perception he gave off is, I'm this big jack dude, and I'm snobby, I'm full of myself, when it's like, nah, like some people are just wired different.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes I was just like, also the mindset that comes with it as well. Say we work a 12-hour day or whatever, how long we train. I said, we all are here together all fucking day. When it's time to go, I don't want to be around y'all no more. I was just with you 12 hours. Why you didn't say shit then?
I'm going to see you again tomorrow.
Exactly. I'll be here tomorrow. Just,
doing the same damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then going back to it, because obviously the big guy at the helm right now for NXT, with your time there with Shawn Michaels, did you ever, obviously another, childhood favorite, adult favorite of people, what was it like interacting? Because we asked how it was with Booker. How was it with him?
Honestly, I only had one interaction with Shawn Michaels, and that was after I fought Roger Strong.
Yeah,
I was like, it was my debut match against Roger Strong, and that went, I guess, okay. It went okay. When I came back, he was right there, shaking my hand, saying, "Good job, kid," this and that. But obviously, he's a busy guy. Doesn't have time for little old me. But I'm sure if I would have wanted to approach him, he was approachable. It's me just being me. I was like, I don't know. But that was like the only interaction I had with him.
I don't know. So, I mean, during the training stuff, like who else was really like hands-on with you doing this stuff? Is your dog fighting shit over there, dude?
Huh?
Is your dog fighting people over there? What's going on?
He's a French bulldog, man. They got the zoomies. He just running around, but he good now. He was playing with his toy.
Yeah, but like day to day, putting the hands on you or whatever. Norman Smiley and who else?
Robbie Brookside.
Okay.
And there's a coach there named Alexander James, and he's like 28 or 29, so he's not nothing against old guys. He can get in the ring and he can go with you.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. He would go with me every day, taught me a lot, still does. And we used to have these extra training sessions when I first got there. There was like extra training sessions with Pete Dunne, and those were really cool.
Word.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, God, he's a guy who knows his stuff from the outside looking in, at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's younger too, correct, Pete Dunne? I don't know his exact age, but he's not 30 or anything, is he?
Mid-20s maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he started hella young as well.
Yeah. And then, so how was that getting in the ring with like someone like Roger Strong, who gets a lot of praise for his work? What was it like? You know what I mean? 'Cause he's very talented.
I don't know, man. That was my first. I don't know. That's a lot to throw it for me, at least. For someone else, they could probably handle it better for it. But throwing that at me for my first match there, I don't know. I threw up a few times that day. I'm not gonna lie, but it was really cool, man. The whole time inside the ring, I remember he was talking to me, and I was just listening, and we were going. and I don't know, when the bell rung, it felt like it was over. So it wasn't a blur, but it was really cool, man.
What's he call his finisher? What is it? What is it that he does again? I know it's like the backbreaker, but what's like the official name? I forget.
I don't know the name of it. He hit me with that running knee. It took me out. I don't.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, because that dude seems like not stiff, but he's got a very painful moveset. It looks like it could potentially be for someone in the
all lower lumbar, just all out of whack.
Yeah, lumbar. Yeah, and just So
I think the thing that hurt me the most was his chops.
Oh man, yeah, he got some hard hands from what I've gathered. You know, I mean, I've never, but I mean, just. I mean, that microphone sound like it's right there when he hitting somebody in the chest or whatever. Him and Gunther and all them motherfuckers is popping people in the goddamn chest and whatnot. I mean, I got your list here of all your opponents that you've had. You know, according to the internet, at least. You know,
all the losses I took.
I didn't say it, but. Throughout your tenure there and everything, all the matches that you had, I mean, what do you, besides the Roderick Strong match, which ones were most memorable to you?
Pete Dunne and
you mean Butch?
You mean Butch? I don't know.
Sorry,
I enjoyed
that in there.
I enjoy working with Joe Gacy too.
Word.
Joe Gacy was awesome.
It's cool though.
I know.
Yeah, he just had that match Saturday.
He's getting a hard rap right now for I guess the character work or whatever. I think he's freaking good. I mean, he alliterates very well and whatnot. And I know he has some tenure as well. He's a veteran in the game.
Yeah, so I know. I'll just go into it like him and that Harlan thing. They had like it was. At least from the black community, it was getting a lot of heat because it was saying like it's like clan type stuff, and then they had me in a storyline playing to it, and I was kind of doing my job. But I know Gacy outside of that character, and he's a great guy. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have nothing to do with the whole character rap and all that. People didn't understand. I was just doing my job, yo. They're like, I remember like seeing on Twitter, oh, he's disrespecting the black community, this and that. I was like, I swear, I can't win for losing.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, I don't know. It seems to me just like in general, I mean, we're not talking about specifically about professional wrestling, but just in general, everybody always look for the worst in everything. When, you know, I mean, I know some actions kind of warrant the look or whatever, but I mean, shit. I mean, I took no offense watching anything that this dude done on television. I mean, I thought he spoke well. I thought he delivered the character well or whatever. I mean, I took no offense in anything that he said, but I mean, people are just like always up in arms about some shit, whatever. Oh, you like goddamn mayo on your sandwich? Well, fuck that. I hate that. You know? And I was like, wow, we got to argue, man. It's sandwiches. What are we doing?
Yeah, most definitely.
It's true though, man. We say it all the time, especially, you know, when we do the show regularly, like, it seems like people, the product we all claim we love, everyone's just always trying to find something wrong with it and negative about it at all. And it's like, man, shut the fuck up and just watch professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I wish
you know what I mean? So if you're comfortable answering this one, when it came to like friends, like, you know, you got the train with Pete Dunne. Are there any friendships that came that you still have till this day? That's why I'd say if you don't want to throw who you be kicking it with and stuff, by any means, you don't have to. It's just any cool friends, even if it's, you know.
Yeah, man. A lot of my friends came from my tryout. So like, yeah, I was cool with Pete Dunne and Roger Strong, but like, you know, I see it. They probably don't see it like that. I see it like it's levels to this. They're 5-star. I'm a 1-star. They don't see it like that, but that's how I see it. But Idris Enofe, and Malik Blade,
love them dudes, man.
Yeah, they're killing it, man. I loved hanging out with them. You got Bryson Montana, who's coming up right now. He's had a couple of what's the show called? Not Level Up. Is it Level Up?
Yeah, Level Up.
Level Up.
Changing from 205 to Level Up.
Yeah, he's had a couple of Level Up matches, and be on the lookout for him. He's really dope. But my circle was really small though.
There's nothing wrong with having a small circle either. Like on a serious note.
Yeah, there's plenty of other people I hung out with too though.
So I think you got there when NXT was changing to 2.0, right?
Yeah.
So what was that transition like for you? I mean, being there before it kind of made that real push into what we got now.
So I got there when it had just became like 2.0.
Okay.
Like, it was 2.0 for like a month maybe, and then I got there. So I don't know if I can really speak on it.
Okay. Yeah. So now another thing, just like going through, I'm looking at the whole list of matches and everything. I remember your first on-air promo package for NXT 2.0, and then they played up the whole thing about the military shit. Now, just like, it's my dude.
Oh, wait. Okay. The workout one was cool. All right, the workout and they had me with the flag and the military and all that.
Yeah,
that one was cool. Okay, I thought you were talking about the coffee shop promo.
No.
That wasn't my idea. I wasn't too fond of that one, but at the same time, it's like it's like the military, man. You told her to do something, you just gotta do
just
it.
Shut up in color.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was doing.
And hold on, and to go back to the military thing, because like, I mean, me and Nick had this conversation not too long ago or whatever, but like, when I was in from 2000 to 2016. The whole time I was in, and I can't speak for Nick, but I never heard about this whole thing about the myth of Marines and crayons. I never heard about this shit until like years after I got out or whatever. I mean, was that something that was thrown around with y'all?
I mean, I don't know where it came from, but I just knew Marines ate crayons.
Yeah, I never heard that shit the whole time I was in.
So I feel I can actually confidently speak on this, Rob. And it happened, I swear, like right after you retired. The reason I say that is because I never heard of that at all either, right? And so Rob and I were MOS school instructors. So I'm getting ready. It's a Friday, and I'm getting ready to put the kids on the bus so they can go back to the barracks for the weekend or whatever. And I just hear a bunch of laughing outside. I was like, all right, let me see what these kids are up to. So I go out there, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And this big old white country dude from like Wyoming, he's like, I was a sergeant. He's like, Sergeant. He's like, the orange crayon tastes good. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I just ate crayon. He's like, I heard Marines are crayon eaters, so I said, F it, I'm part of the brotherhood, so I ate one. So that was like 2017 was the first time I heard that shit, and I was like, oh my God, this is just not going to end well for us.
Yeah, man. There's a legit, no shit, there's a company right now that makes edible crayons. I tried to get the founders on the podcast to talk to them about this shit, but they made edible crayons. I mean, you can color with them bitches and eat them. They are made to be ate.
Made for Marines.
And I'm just like, I'm seeing all these memes like, was that Terminal Lance and all these other Instagram accounts and shit. They had a Marines riding in a 7-ton or whatever, and the dude in the civilian tractor trailer rolled up on side of him, and he handed them a box of crayons. And I was like, what are we doing?
It was the edible ones?
God.
No, it was just straight up a box of crayons.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what are we doing, man? I was like, I never heard of this. And then like, even for us there or whatever, that was the first time I heard the term motor tuh.
Motor tuh.
Goddamn students
with the motor T-tilt.
You got motor tuh tattoos on their back and shit. And I'm just like, what is this? What do you do? We
All
the goddamn cope too.
Every MOS.
Tell Joe Gacy to join the Marine Corps.
He got it. Him and his Parker Boudreaux. Have them hop on.
Yeah, have you ever worked? I mean, I know you had the match with Harlan or whatever, but like, were y'all ever did any work behind the scenes or whatever, just training together and whatnot?
I didn't with them. No, I did not. there was like different classes, and he was in a different class, I guess.
Word. Because he was, I think, he was like a football player or some shit, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Football player, boxer. He's huge.
Big motherfucker. Yeah, that's what he was.
He was getting comparisons to the next Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I kind of think that's what kind of deaded him, in my opinion. But I mean,
yeah, that's a lot of big shoes to live up to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But so just like the promo packages and everything, I mean, the press releases from Fox News and stuff talking about you a Marine and all kind of stuff. I mean, how that hit you?
Fox News talked about me?
Well, Fox Sports.
I didn't know
that.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at your profile right here.
Hey man, you're a humble dude, but you a little more on the map than you think. You know, it's a good thing
though.
I mean, you got essentially sports got a story about you coming from Booker T school. I mean, you got that all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, the promo stuff was cool. You know, a part of me was like, I don't know. I guess it's because like how I was raised. I don't know. I don't have an issue. Like, sorry, like kill kayfabe. I don't have an issue with losing in wrestling. I swear I don't.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I don't know. Sometimes things start to feel personal, and it might have been me just getting in my own head because it was like, oh, we got this really dope promo package, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's like things just went so downhill from there because I don't know how to explain it. Like it just felt like my career. I felt my grind going down and down and down and down. And it wasn't because like I was losing. It just felt like it was because I don't know. It felt like I wasn't given these opportunities to put myself over.
Yeah,
just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like I can't explain it. I hope you get it.
Yeah, I mean it's like
no, I definitely do.
I mean you can correct me on the count or whatever, but I mean you had from your time there you had like 11 matches this whole time or whatever, and then damn, that's like 205 in combination with NXT. So it's just like, I mean, that's not really a lot compared to people that might have even came in your class or a little bit after you and whatnot. So I can understand that to where like, I mean, give me some time so I can shine, you know?
Yeah.
Don't put me with the Klansmen, you know?
Honestly, I would have been down.
Hey, you got to get that opportunity to shine, man.
Yeah. Because I mean, because the package, and you know, I know the NXT was also headlong into the shift and whatnot. Because if like to us watching, it felt like everybody had to have a job at NXT 2.0 or whatever. Everybody had to be like, I mean, everybody has a character, but everybody had to be a character. Like this person was a boxer and this person was this thing and this one has daddy issues look like, and you know, just like they all had to be somebody. Was it a Taylor or whatever the hell her name? She a goddamn bartender with the country guys and shit. I'm just like, everybody got to have a job, right?
Yeah, I would have loved to had some kind of itch, some kind of character.
I mean, now that you said
so
it,
my small story is that when I started at Booker T school, I was like really broke. I was wrestling in cargo pants, and then like I was like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna bring back the military trousers, and I started doing that. And when I got to
yes. Sorry, I have to cut you off here, but I always made a joke with my boy that we're gonna get out one day and be wrestlers, and we're gonna fight in boots and utes. And just to hear that someone wore that in the ring, it happened. Yes. I'm going to call this dude. I ain't talked to this dude since 2014. I'm going to call him tonight and tell him that story because we still, every time we talk, I could go a year without talking to this dude. Well, it's been since 2014 now, but back then. And we'd always be like, yeah, dog, you got your boots and utes ready? We're going to go out there, you know? We're going to play the Marine Sim and go to the ring, you know? Sorry, I had to throw that out there real quick before I forgot. Yeah,
Yo, man.
So you wrestled in trousers.
Yeah, so I wrestled in trousers just because I was broke and wrestling gear is like expensive. And when I got to NXT, yeah, they were paying me, but like it was like a month. You had to be there. I had to be there a month before I received my first check. So I was still broke. So I wrestled Roddy in my trousers. And I remember them, it was like creative team, like, no, we want you to keep the trousers, this and that. And I was like, well, I'm stuck with this ex-military guy.
Damn it.
But it is what it is, man.
Mm-hmm. But now, I mean, we're moving past that and everything, whatever. I mean, we back down here, we're doing some training and whatnot. I mean, you feeling optimistic? Because, I mean, I think you are.
Yeah, I am. So when I got released, I had quit wrestling for like 48 hours. No, I legit, I was like, man, I'm just done. I don't want to do this no more. I was just like sitting there eating junk food, watching Harry Potter and stuff. And I started watching the Michael Jordan documentary. Mm-hmm. It was like one of the last episodes. Jordan was like, man, it just itches my mind. What if I just didn't run it back or whatever? So like, I'm still young. I'm gonna run it back for like another year, a year and a half or whatever. See what happens, man. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe I can get on New Texas Pro.
Yeah.
Maybe
I got you.
That's what everybody says.
Hey, man, I legit try, man.
Hey, Rob. Try. Hey, Rob. I'm just saying he just called you out, so you got to live up to it.
I know, man. It's just like, fuck. It's like, Kiefer, come on, man.
Now, a question, I guess, if the stars align, you know, because obviously you got two fans here. We're going to be cheering you on every step of the way. Now, you know, name picks up. Nah, hey, for real, dog.
Goddamn.
From day one. Yeah, from day one. Hey,
shooting me, man. Goddamn.
Hey, the first thing when it comes to because it is biased because I'm a Marine. Like, yo, if you're a Marine and you're doing the one thing I love, like, since I remember watching like WrestleMania 2000. You know what I mean? And it's like, so I've loved this motherfucker. Now, this guy or girl who's doing what I did is now doing that. Like, man, you could be the biggest heel in the company. Everyone could hate you. And I'm just going to be, like, that's my dog. Like, you know what I mean? That's because I believe in it's moto as hell to say, but I believe in like the Marine Corps brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like that's Rob and I, every time we talk, when we talk about it, it's like, he's a Marine. She's a Marine. And it's like instantly, once I find out, like with you, when he told me, because Rob was the one who discovered it, he sent it to me and I instantly found like your social media and followed you. Because it's like, that's just what you do. You support each other.
He's just like, hey, man, I sent that dude a DM. He's like, it's a long shot or whatever. But I mean, he devil dog, man. We going to do it. And I was like, all right.
And I hate being that guy that thought like, yo, I'm the military. Like even military discount. I don't like doing that. But when I was hitting you up, I was like, hey, brother. I hit you with that, hey, brother.
No, I thought it was cool because a lot of military people would hit me up about podcasts, but I think you're like the only one that said you're like a Marine, so that's
same thing. Yeah. Motherfucking Danny Limelight, man, he's a Marine too.
Yep.
Hey, yeah.
As soon as I found out he was on AEW Dark or some shit like that, he's like a former United States Marine. I was just like. On the keyboard, I was like, "Hey, Double Dog." That's the first opening line, just bullshitting. Hey, Double Dog, what's happening? I mean, you got any vacancies? I mean, can I get you on the pod or whatnot? And he didn't respond to me for like a month, and he put out a tweet saying that, "Hey, I got these days open." And this was like a month after I found out he was a Marine, and I DM'd him. About a month later, he put out a tweet. He's like, "Hey, I got these dates open. I'm looking to do podcasts, this and that and the third." And I was like, well, hell, I wish you would have checked your DMs like a month ago. Just like, didn't know if he was going to respond or not. He's like, what? And then he DM'd me. He's like, man, when did you DM me? I was like, a month ago. He's like, man, you know how many DMs I get? And then now we made it happen.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
So what's your next goal with professional wrestling? Like obviously everyone's like, I want to be the world champion of some company. Like obviously, like shit, I want to be the world champion of a company. But you know what I mean? Obviously, you got to start small. So what's like your next small goal or your next goal that you want to approach?
So
like the New Texas, but
I'm just joking with him about New Texas. If you don't get me on, it's all good. it's a lot of big timers on New Texas. I ain't there yet. But my next goal, man. So I always when I was in the Marine Corps, I had a team leader. His name was Jose Contreras. that's like gotta stay with a cool dude. But he always like we were hiking. He always say keep pushing. I don't know my next goal. I'm just pushing right now. So that's just keep pushing. I'm in school for firefighting as well. So like I'm not like
nice. Good luck.
Oh, word. I mean, at least they taught you a fireman's carry. So I mean, you got that down. I mean,
yeah, you already got that. You know what I mean? You got plenty of experience doing that.
I was like, someone's gonna make that joke.
Yeah. There it is.
Yep.
I'm the man.
Hey,
hold on.
Hey,
let me
Rob,
hit the drums on
that. Hey. Yeah, you just got to know you got a good following behind you, so you'll be good. You'll be good. You just got to keep pushing.
Yeah, man.
Of course.
I'm gonna keep my eyes out on you, man. That's
yeah.
what it is.
I couldn't stop because just like a lot of guys that I was in with, they were blowing me up. All right, so what's next? What we doing? I'm like, what do you mean, what's next? So I had to figure something out.
Yeah, you know, on a serious note, I would say the soft line, but I'll just say it now because whenever you're on a show, you got to let us know so we can try to definitely make sure to give it a watch. You know, we definitely want to keep an eye on you and
retweet
and spread that word on social media.
I want to do my part and whatnot.
No, thank you.
Yes, for sure, for real. Yeah, of course. And then, so before we wrap it up here, just honestly want to say thank you, first off, for taking your time, answering the DMs, you know, even like the little things, like when you were messaging me about the Celtics, like I never thought, like it shows the type of person you are, to be honest, man. Yeah, which, by the way, the Celtics did get that W, and we got that W last night, and we're going to get that W, and we're going to get that W tomorrow, and I'm on duty tomorrow. So if the Celtics win, I'm gonna shoot that. Yeah, I know. They got me there. They got me for duty on a Friday. But if the Celtics win, I got 30 rounds. I'm gonna shoot at least 10 off in the air, celebrating another W. No, I'm just kidding. That would probably be my career. But you know what I mean. I'm excited. So go Celtics. But like I said, it just shows. Yeah, that's why. And it's in Boston, so we gotta hope. You know what I mean? Oh, look, there it is.
I'm talking to him right now.
People gonna be like, "Who is that kid? Get him out of here."
Yeah, but it just so back to it. Yeah, it just shows the person you are, though. You know what I mean? Like you could have left this simply as, "Hey, this dude, like they're cool, they're Marines, just like me. We can do a podcast," and you reached out like that. So little things like that go a long way, man. So I think if you keep that up, you know, it shows the type of character you are. I'm pretty sure you're going to succeed.
Yeah. And say hey every now and then and stuff instead of going in the corner and shit.
Are you talking about New Texas?
No, just anywhere.
Okay.
Just be like, hey, y'all, I'm here. Just don't be mad at me if I go sit in the corner or some shit, eat some crayons.
I thought you were talking about New Texas. I do be at the premiere, but I go to my corner and drink my beer.
Oh, well, hell yeah. Well, come say hi then.
Yeah.
But no, I think.
And when you make it big,
podcast.
And when you make it big one day and you need 2 managers, you know who to call. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Got you.
I'm the next Stokely Hathaway.
Yep.
Hey, that's my man. Rob knows I love him. That dude's so goddamn funny on social media.
Hilarious.
He's hilarious. And he actually subtweeted one of my tweets. Because I'll randomly tweet at wrestlers just to see what's up. And I tweeted him. I said, I can't wait to see. And I think his Twitter handle's like Malcolm Velli. I don't know if he's changing that now that he's not Malcolm Bivens. I'm like, what's your fit going to be for SummerSlam? And he had like a see-through suit. I think Omarion was wearing from like the BET Awards back in the day. And I started dying. Like, oh, that dude cracks me up. But yeah, do you have anything you want to say to the people listening before we send it home?
Put out your social medias and everything, man.
Yeah, put out all your social medias. Put it all out there.
My Instagram is Blake Cortez 100. My Twitter is Blake Cortez 100, and that's about it for me. So I'm not a big social media guy. I'm trying. I got to get out there more. But I seriously thank y'all for having me. It's my first podcast, and I thought it was really cool. I hope I did okay.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I mean this is another learning experience for you as well. I mean, they'll come your way, and you better know how to handle it because I mean, we just sit here and cuss a lot.
Yeah. One day you'll get on the more professional ones, but for now you're gonna deal with fuck. And then so before I pass it over to you, Rob, real quick, you can find me at follow the name Nick Annicelli. I ain't gonna spell it out tonight. I spelled it out.
I mean, it's on the screen.
But most of Yeah, it's on screen too. So for the ones watching, for the ones listening, you got to figure out how to spell an Italian name. And then as far as Wrestling is Trash, you can find us on Instagram at Wrestling is Trash, and on Twitter, which you will be able to find this episode there as well. I will be sharing it once we release it at Wrestling B Trash. Now, Rob, before we go, why is it B again and not is? Was it just simply taken?
Yeah, no, because it was too many letters. So I had to sacrifice the one of the letters, and all I could put was Wrestling B Trash instead of Wrestling is Trash.
But we don't think wrestling's trash. So that's all I got, Rob.
Got you.
Close the door.
Word. You can find me hosting the Random Rambles with Rob on all social media platforms, including Twitter at 3R Show, Instagram at the 3R Show. You can find this video on my YouTube at 3R Show. Just search 3R Show. For anything that I may have forgotten to mention, you can find it all on randomrob.com. And if you want a little more taste of professional wrestling, you can follow us Wednesday nights live after AEW Dynamite on mixler.com/fanoff for RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk.
I got to get like that.
Word. Hey, it'll come second nature, man. You got to learn your ditties, you whiff them, all that shit.